we're on to chapter 6. Yeah, I'm probably going to go on until the next one after this one. Ooh.
Yeah. Who goes there?
That nightmare again.
Back in the manor.
I need a drink.
And you're back in the manor. Shaken. Death of Francis Sanders. Macabre discovery. The ritual. Nightmares. Charles Hawkins. Sellers. Chapter 5. Knowledge. Boom, 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 boom. Mary Colden's here.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
No.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day's only started. It's fine.
More yummy sip. Because the funny yummy juice. More yummy juice. Finish the drink. Spent a whole 5 minutes of this taking sips from a glass. I'm gonna finish this glass, it's fine. Rest of the stream is just gonna be this. I was kidding. Aw.
Damn.
Ooh. Aw, cleared.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
No more occultism. Not a magic.
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business of it.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have...
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital. And called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't.
I have flashbacks.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller. And a nurse. Blood. Everywhere. My legs. The pain. I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you.
What happened after?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
What'd he do?
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Yeah, Fuller's not a great guy.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
Boy, you were dead
It's the
20 minutes
truth,
ago. Shut
Ethan.
up.
And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Bradley, you were dead like an hour ago. Shut up.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Because they saw the painting.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
No.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
Yup.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
I feel like
But it could
psychologically
drive her
breaking
mad.
somebody.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow.
I'm ready to go
Perhaps I'll
psychologically
find a
break
link
somebody real
between
quick.
her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
It won't take long.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
But it's fun.
Let us go now and learn the truth.
The other night's events are still
Hey, Dr. Fuller.
confused in my head.
Chapter 6, The Sanders Residence. Hope y'all are still having a good night, just kind of watching and having fun with our shenanigans.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Hey, Kat, welcome back.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
Bye, Kat.
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Yup. Bye. Sit.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her.
Hope y'all are having
That's
a
all
fun
he talked
time.
about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings.
Currently, I'm on chapter 6 of 14.
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned.
Just watched
You,
this
on the
person's
other hand,
husband
a perfect stranger,
just die in front of me.
were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
We're gonna tell him the truth.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional Shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen?
I'm going for a
In a
very
reputed
specific achievement.
institute.
The very specific achievement
And
is,
right before
and
your
I quote,
eyes.
psychologically
not do
break
anything
Irene
to help?
Sanders. There's an achievement in this game that very specifically says psychologically break Irene Sanders.
With all due respect, Mrs. Sanders, it was you who sent him to this asylum,
So that's
not
what I'm
me.
doing.
How dare you? What was I supposed to do, Detective? Upon seeing such a brilliant mind disintegrate in this way, waking with a start every night with him shrieking in horror, petrified before this accursed painting, unable to look away, until he managed to gouge his eyes out with his own hands. I should have listened to Dr. Fuller, let him intern him months ago. If I am to be condemned, it is because I did not act sooner.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? Shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the
Well,
patron
hey.
to endow him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Yup.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders.
Aw, man, I didn't do it right. I want to talk to you. Wait, let me talk to you. I can't talk to you.
Did she really care for him after all?
Acknowledge the receipt of your letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I'm sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to this at the moment of his internment. You signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body that I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences. Time to start looking around.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh. Investigation time, flashbang. Now then. Let's start a look around.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Yeah, probably.
A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
He really wanted this painting.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
No, I don't think so.
He didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated.
Yeah, it's fine. She didn't want it.
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
And that whole occultism stuff. Goes ahead, rips his eyes out.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Nah, you're probably fine. Free medicine. Time to go exploring around some random person's house. Because I feel like it, that's why. Locked.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Put this in here.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
Hey.
I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
Francis, I should never let them take you away. What have I done? Everything is my fault.
Yeah.
Irene, I made a mistake.
What's that audio
I
cue?
fear that it might be too late for me.
There's an
Nobody
audio
should
cue
enter,
halfway through it.
except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
High, low, medium. That's not it.
Irene,
I never noticed the audio cue.
I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me.
Bet you this is a little puzzle thing.
Except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him. Behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
High, low, medium, high, low.
I can't take anymore. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
High. Why does that matter?
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter. Except to burn everything. I never had the courage.
I just want to make sure that this isn't anything
Pay somebody
important.
to do it. He's inside my head. I see him. Behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
What does that have to do with anything? Oh, I've got 2 points. Oops. Go like that. And like that. Sanders. This has to be some sort of a puzzle. Aha!
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Aha! I can't talk to you anymore. Door lock. Sad. Nothing.
I could use one of those.
Another sleeping pill.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
More occult level. What am I at right now? Hey, level 3 occultism. Cool.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. An old diary.
Oh, cool. I did not even know that that was there. Level 3 for both. I'm gonna force this open. Give me that key.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Perfect, Detective. The pretext? The body language? I would have bought it if it was the first time I'd seen your face. You're a good talker, Pierce. Your story will do for the moment.
I found this drawing of a dagger. Did you come across anything like it in your reading?
Perhaps. I saw several daggers in the ledgers. I could always check. What I didn't find, however, was the slightest reason why I should help you, Detective.
God, the smart
I don't
ass
need
that
your
is this
services.
character.
I can manage all on my own, thanks.
Cat is great.
Do it then.
Cat is
Not
great.
now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop look.
Do I read the book? Do I read the funny book? the funny book. I'm gonna read the funny book. Melius Bistarium. Encyclopedia of Monstrous Unknown Creatures. A little bit of insanity. You know, Melius Bastardium. Hey, the Dimensional Shambler. How you doing, buddy? Don't worry, we'll see him soon. Just gotta make sure that I've got all of this taken care of, because it's annoying otherwise. I read the funny book, because I wanted to.
Go take a hike, Detective.
I don't wanna. Here we are.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Gonna, do a little bit of a walk around. Ignore the enormous painting in the center for a little while. Yo, what's good, Ravioli? Just gonna ignore the enormous painting in the center for a little bit. Don't worry about it. Welcome to the chat. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to go for much longer. I plan on getting through this chapter, and then the next one, and then that's probably going to be it for me tonight. But you are welcome to stay and have some fun while I'm here.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
You guys ready to see some fun, spooky stuff?
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Ooh. No, I'm doing that. Alright. Time to go and talk with a painting. Yeah, don't worry, by the way. You missed only the first half. The second half will be done tomorrow, probably about the same time. Honestly, the second half is a lot more interesting. Second half's a bit more interesting than the first, but first half, you got here just in time for some of the fun stuff. Yeah, no worries if you can't, by the way. Like I said, there's always gonna be... And for this who doesn't know this, I always like to keep up a VOD that I post to a YouTube channel under the same name. Also, there's the flesh baby. The yummy flesh baby. Hey, buddy. This section sucks, by the way. Yeah, so for those who can't make it or have just recently shown up, I do have a YouTube channel under the same name as this Twitch, minus the underscore, and that's where I like to post VODs for all of my past streams, so if you miss anything, you can always check there. I'm going through this a bit of a different way than I did last time, so a little bit more of an explorative version, as you can tell, because these two you can only level up by going through the game. These ones you level up by playing through the game. Let's go spot hidden and eloquence.
What the hell was that?
Don't worry about it. It's just a thing. And it's not like he relies on sound or anything to see you. No, not at all. It's probably fine. And by sound, I mean he's really fucking sensitive to it. Don't worry about it. Just gonna do a funny loop around. Until I've completely lost sight of me. It's in this room. Which one is it? It's this one. Yep.
This dagger looks different.
Time to run from the funny. And in case you're curious, there's no like actual blood or any fancy death if he hits you. He just kind of runs up and stabs you. The funny man. Goodbye, the funny man. Yeah. The fact that I know where I'm going with that actually helps a lot, because there's like 12 or something daggers in this room, and only one of them's the right one.
What's the matter with you?
Woo, sanity loss.
You sure you won't be needing that hand?
Nah, it's
You're
fine.
losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's fine, kid.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
When I get up later than 10, I have to get ready to leave. Yeah.
My arm was disappearing into this painting.
I feel that, Al.
You must have seen that.
I saw you put
It's a
your
mood.
trembling hands on a collector's artifact. Where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It
mine.
saved my life.
It's mine.
It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it.
This dagger's mine.
From what I saw in the ledgers,
Just gonna take it.
it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Just gonna take it.
The creature. This dagger.
Just gonna
was
take
the
it.
only weapon capable of pushing it back. If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this Shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to
Among
lose
Us.
by meeting him.
I agree.
You've
Among
got your
Us.
spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
Cat, you're literally not at all related to anything that I have. Why do you actually care about our scenario? Hehe, sad. Sad woman. Among Us balls. Sad woman, go wah. My husband died, wah. My husband died in front of the main character's eyes by that thing that came out of the painting, wah. Oh. So yeah, for those who have just recently turned in or have somewhat zoned out, our character is a long-term is a long-term detective who is currently kind of lacking in a whole bunch of cases.
Where's the bookseller?
And was currently employed to figure out if there was more happening to a case of an entire family's dying in a large fire. So far, very much so has, and it seems to have been a lot more occulty than first imagined.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams.
Hey,
It's
I
the
know that
work
book.
that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this an old diary.
But yeah, so at this point, we're trying to, figure out where things have been and their ties to this Sarah Hawkins, the person who made the painting. Where is she? There. Sarah Hawkins, married to Charles Hawkins, who later was discovered in this state and alive. Which is strange because it was determined that he was burned to death in a fire. So far, seen a few things that kind of have shaken up our character. And have just kind of started to collect information and knowledge about not only the disappearance of Sarah Hawkins, her family, but also her relations to the other people involved, and this weird painting, this Shambler painting that just had something come out of it. So that's where we are at the moment. And at this point, yeah.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement.
Take a whole bunch of books because it's
Its
a bookstore.
followers placed truth on the same footing as a religion.
There's a few medicine books here. So I'm currently kind of rather balanced when it comes to everything. Strength is kind of irrelevant in this game, so I don't have anything in it. Everything else I just kind of spread evenly. But yeah, in case you guys were interested in seeing what I was just talking about mechanically, like I said, I'm going to be posting this as a VOD later. So, yeah, that's about it.
What happened here?
Flashbang. Just do a strength build. Pff, dumb.
Let's
yeah, the
start
only
over.
issue is that, like,
Where did they break in from?
2 scenarios have involved a strength option at the moment.
Blood. Seemed like amateur work.
We gonna go disappear into a dark and dank corner now. No.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Possibly.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Beetles.
What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Oh. Funny occult time.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Hey, Charles. Go and experience the purple world. The world of Orpal. Also, for the record, this game is just kind of dark, like, visually, and I've got it at the
What sort
highest
of power did
brightness at this
Sarah
point.
Hawkins' painting possess?
Whee. What kind of book is this? Oh, well, if only there's a
Sarah
way to see
Hawkins
it.
helped hide something in this safe.
Yup.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Flashbang. Don't worry about the flashbangs. There's a few of them. Let's see my sanity loss. Aw, man, there's no actual notification of it. Oh well.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Whoever reads these lines demonstrates the acuity and sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination will be somewhere found in 3 cylinders, each found where the world of study and life combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, it is despite my preference for organized chaos. I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and to find a combination in my safe, I'd ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of the Miskatonic University. The content of the safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. The medicine book. And now the hunt begins.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Oh yeah, there's also just like a continuous
link
dreams
did he
and
find
such.
between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging from the hand of a heavy chain. AKA this thing. Try to find it. For the record, irrelevant to this puzzle. Just, you know, fun little knowledge. I already know the solution to this puzzle, so...
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Azathoth and other horrors.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
The Key of Solomon.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Masadi Requiem Pushugai.
Arkham Editions.
The Prophecies.
Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this
Isis
collection?
Unveiled.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Corpus Hermeticum.
Arkham
The
Editions.
Things That Should Not Be.
How many volumes are
And
there in
O'Hara
this collection?
Lindra. There's a few. Where life and study combine in the Greek light is anatomy.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Drake cylinder number 1.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Number of red gems on the goblet. Arkham Editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham Editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seems particularly...
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So we're going to start at this crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
irrelevant to my research. I never tire
3.
of browsing through them.
9. 5, 3, 9. Just as simple as that. And would you look at that? Funny book. You should read the funny book with the Elder Sign on it, because why not? That sounds like a good idea. Just, you know, start looking through the Elder Sign book, because why not? Funny eyeball. Wow. You see everybody. But this one's important. So we see you. Riverside Institute. May I'll go one more. Why not? I'll do one more chapter and then call it for the night. Just because I saw the recent influx in people watching. To everyone new, welcome. Apologies about you all kind of accidentally joining somewhat late. But, as I've repeated a few times, I am going to be posting this in video form on the YouTube channel that goes under the same name as this, minus the underscore. So, all the stuff that you missed. I think I saw this in Fortnite one time. Shut up. So yeah, for those who missed the first few hours, I'm probably going to split this up into a few videos just so that it's not going to be like a 4+ hour long watch. But so that you guys can see it, I am going to split this up into a few videos so that you can get caught up. Wow, caught up. I do plan on finishing this game tomorrow night, probably around the same time that I started tonight, which was 9 o'clock. Just so that you all know.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Imagine being just a vegetable.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Imagine vegetizing.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
Yup.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
I wonder why.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him.
Time to examine a patient.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
I don't know if you saw him, but each of the fingers has weird little holes on them. Of course you go for the one for the ass first. Bro, it's the stomach. Shut up.
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this...
Unfortunately, this is one of the rather
So,
boring
Doctor,
chapters, because nothing
an
really spooky
opinion?
really happens.
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
Bruh.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be
He means
there. We
spoilers.
should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby.
He's
What
squishy
about his
bone.
cranium?
It's soft at the
Ruined
touch.
game, day bad. Bro, you joined
It does
4
seem like the
hours
skull
into
of
a
a
7-hour game. What do you
Look at these
expect?
sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation.
You joined a stream 4 hours in the making on a game that's a total 7 hours long. Of
I
course
see
there's gonna
signs
be
of
spoilers.
hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an
I was at a
affirming, not
concert.
perfusion.
Yeah,
But that doesn't explain his condition.
yeah. Valid, but yeah.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not
Well, you
those
shouldn't have gone to a
usually
concert then.
associated with the human species.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't have just gone,
Don't
it's
tell
fine.
me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation
It's fine, I'll
is
just ban
killing
my
him.
own mod.
His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what
Yeah,
you've done
funny
to
ball,
him?
man.
Let us Calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate
Damn
your
right,
tone,
next time I'll
nor
cancel for
your
the stream.
insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all
Oh, I'm
my
just
patients.
fucking with you.
Provide him
Good.
with the
No.
best available care.
I hope the concert was
Your
good.
imagination is without limit.
Who'd you go and
It's
see?
your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
Who'd you go and see for it? Mad. Anger.
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read
nice.
the report,
That's sweet.
you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the
That's a cool
attributes
one.
of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps.
This amuses you.
I just
Your
realized
reaction
that.
does.
Sorry.
I know your thirst for
Wow.
knowledge, Doctor.
How has
It's
it
your
taken me
innocent
that long
worries
to
for
realize
this
that?
man that have you overreacting.
For this
It's
man
fine, you'll figure
and
it out
the
later.
others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Dr. Fowler just went lol fuck off.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr.
Dr.
Fuller is
Feller
this
said, "Lol,
institution's
fuck
founder
off."
and one of our profession's most
In the
influential
making?
voices.
Ooh.
My word is of no weight.
Now, one of
against his.
the thing was is that
If
in
I
an
continue to
earlier
protest, I will only
chapter
ruin my
when
reputation
the
and
main
career.
character was here,
It's scandalous.
you find an
Can't we do
entire row
anything?
of books based on
Is there no
cephalopods,
evidence of his crimes?
and I just connected that.
I disapprove of Fuller's methods, but his treatments have saved
Armor
more
Rats
lives than I can
crabs
count.
in the making.
And Mr. Blake? You said yourself he was dying.
No, I'm thinking it's
I
more
don't
like a
know what to
Squidward
think
situation,
now.
not a Mr. Krabs.
What I'm sure of is that Fuller is hiding something from us, and I need to know what that is before I take a chance exposing him.
And where would you find those? In his office?
Bruh.
What if you get caught?
Bruh.
I'd rather
Spoilers,
not think
bruh.
about that. I'm counting
It's
on your
literally
discretion.
nothing.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
It's literally nothing. Yes, spoiling 20%, like not even like 3% of the game.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Funny wobble back and forth while leaning. Doing a little funny dance. This is gonna be the rest of the stream, by the way. I'm just not gonna do anything else except for move back and forth like this because it's funny. No.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation.
The sponge.
Nurse?
So what you want to do
Deborah,
is put
come
your
and help
leg in
me,
the
please.
air.
His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Alright, gentle fish and gentle fishettes.
Hay
It's
fever.
time we're gonna learn
What's
the
he doing
sponge.
here? He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
El Bozo.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Ah, doctor, that you?
Bozoed.
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
Yo, I get it, my guy. Oh.
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side,
The goddamn
cat on the
sponge.
other.
Oh, hell nah. SpongeBob took
Oh, I've been to
14
the
of the
whaling station,
Benadryls.
I have.
What did you see?
This
there?
entire game is just that one hallway.
Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just...
He's sleeping.
I'll just sleep.
He's not sleeping. He's just awake. Just vibing, if you will.
Could this have been avoided?
Wound on the right side of her head, Irene Sanders. Shot at point blank range, ruled as a suicide.
Mrs. Sanders? Oh, God.
Bozoed. El Bozo. Ratio. Oh, I can't pick up any sleeping pills.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
What do you mean he needs a win soon? What does that even mean? What do you mean he needs a win soon?
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
I don't know, man. He looks like he's missing eyes. He may be missing some eyes. I don't know. Just slightly missing eyes. I don't know. It's probably fine.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
That was just the same guy. It was just a... Click, clack, click, clack. He took a big L to end up in that bed. Yeah, you right. You right, yeah.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last.
Bro needs a win.
This
For
patient was
real.
again
On
brought
God,
up to the
on God. For
psychiatric
real, for
wing.
real.
We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
On God,
Sir,
on God,
I
for
am
real,
going to
for real.
examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth. Evidently because of such
Say
gruel.
less, bro. On God, on God.
His binds left bloody wounds.
So, doctor, what should we do with this patient?
What should we do with him? Well, what shall we do? Kill. Yes.
You've given him adequate care.
You sure?
Positive.
Well, you're the
Based. I will let him burn.
Dr. Colden.
Yup. Kill.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm... Wait.
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Bozoed.
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Bradley's a simp.
Tell me.
Bradley's a simp. Bradley's
I
a simp.
have
Bradley's a simp.
nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Bradley's a
Actually,
simp.
You're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see.
Get this man a
It's like
skull
I'm turning
emote.
mad.
Just boom, 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 boom.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you
Just hit him with the.
think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
On God, on
Oh.
God,
There's no...
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
on God, on God.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Bozoed.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Aw. But I want to take something. Funny Heidi closet for no reason at all.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. The key to the boiler room is missing. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Good question.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard.
Rules are rules. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
What they hide in here? Oh, don't
Understood.
worry about it. You'll figure it out.
Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Don't worry about it.
A man has been brought up from the basement.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing.
It's fine.
They bring them up without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
Their affliction is not our responsibility.
Damn,
You
what they
cannot
hide
save
in here.
everybody, Doctor.
Damn, what they hide in here. Stuff.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Aw, but I want to go in there. Can't talk to you. Here's the boiler room.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Random ass man.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again.
Bozo. Man, I sure hope it's just Cthulhu and nothing too dangerous. Ah, nah, no worry, you'll see it. Oh, my medicine doesn't go up here, you bitch. Can't access my own memories. Damn. Hello.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
She's an annoying piece of shit, and she's the reason that I can't continue.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up.
Elizabeth? You alright? Why is this room in such
Man,
a
if
state?
only it was just Cthulhu.
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her...
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time.
Yep.
So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see.
I'm gonna make
Courage,
Elizabeth's life
Elizabeth.
worse.
Thank you, Doctor.
Just gonna make Elizabeth's life worse.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
I'm gonna make her life worse.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
But I don't want to go into Fuller's office.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks. We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Bozo.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
The funny barbiturate. Block ah. Hey, janitor.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
What are you gonna do about it?
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference.
Okay. Funny noises.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
You see, that's why I pack. Alright, I need to remember where the heck that key is. So if I get the key for the boiler room, then I can turn off the water and use that to get into the room, to the building, or his office. Oh, she's done in here. Noted. Keep that in mind for the next time.
Everybody says it.
Can't remember where the key is. That food looks great, doesn't it? Isn't it great?
The door to the boiler room is locked.
That's what you get from a 2018 game, so. Surgical ward. Storage room. You done yet? No. Didn't think so.
Do you want something?
No.
Thank you for your...
Thank you. I'll be going.
Perfect.
The key to the boiler room is missing.
Yes, I know that. The problem is where the heck has it gone? I need the boiler room key. It's fine. I just need to find out where this key is. If I can figure out where the key is, then I've got this mission in the bag. Oh, no. What's this key? Wouldn't make sense.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Bozo. Just like go to sleep. Like it's that easy, just like. This is funny tentacle boy. You're fine. You're fine, you're fine. You've got nothing.
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room.
Well, take it.
Not where I expected to find it. The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Okay, so I know what I need to do then. Why is the key to the boiler room in block A? Key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Donovan, you bozo.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colton.
Mrs. Donovan.
No, but I will.
Donovan, you bozo. Distract Donovan. How do I do that? I cut off the water supply. Because she is required to turn the water back on. And it just so happens that the key is over here.
The key to the boiler room.
The key to the boiler room.
All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Not where I expected to find it. Alright, let's see. It's gonna go all the way around for it. You know, give you guys another tour. Because I felt like it. I want to get into this room, but I can't.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
At least right now. Hey, I wonder where the key to the boiler room is. Never expected to find it here. Why would it be here? Can't turn.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
You need a tool. Oh. If only there were, like, tools here. Darn. If only there were tools there that allowed me to do that.
She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
Bozo.
What a pest.
Bozo. Bozo. If only there were tools that can be used to turn things. I find it really funny that there's an entire, like, supply bag right next to it, and you can't use any of them for it. You find a wrench, like, thing for that. Yep. The fact that the monkey wrench is in the storage closet and not in the boiler room is stupid. I just have it be there. Anyways, no water.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Bozo. I'll make your life worse.
Dr. Colden,
I was about to mention.
I can't take...
It's not your fault if we have...
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch.
Weh.
Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
Now we just let them talk. She's gonna go off.
At last. The missing
And voila.
files must be hidden here.
The key to the boiler room. What? Why is there a key to the boiler room here?
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something.
If only it was hard.
Patient files. I was right.
If only that puzzle was difficult. God, if only, you know?
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
The what? Oh, exposure to a work of art. Okay. Nothing else? Alright. Well, nothing else for her. Oh no, that's not the right one. That can't be the right one. Just gonna take the Hawkins interview one. Play it on a megaphone, because that's a smart idea.
Session number 17. Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally
Should require one key to open the boiler room. You should have to open up another boiler room to get into there. You know, you should have there should be another boiler room in here. Game bad. Why isn't there two?
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
I wonder what this could be.
The poor soul's downstairs and not Fuller's only
This
subjects.
game, the whole game is just all boiler rooms. Don't you mean just iron lung?
Great that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to
No, not at all.
I am prepared.
No, you're not.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings.
Haha, you got the
In the
body.
meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Oh, I don't know, like this shoe.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. Why is Ethan on medication?
There's something else in this recurrence. There you are.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
Just...
I must go back to the basement.
funny finger. Just gonna go out this door. Nope, never mind. Not this door.
I should go another way.
Not that door either. But this door. Boiler room's fine. Smirk. Exactly, that's what I was doing. Smirk, smirk, smirk. Oh, she gone. That whole person in the bathroom's just gone now. Oh, no. That's not her. There you are. You're all good. And then that's just a corner. Now we go down to the basement. There's probably nothing wrong in the basement of the insane asylum, right? You know, specifically the psychiatric wing. You know, that's all the way down here. All the way down here. I guess door's locked. Yep. Door's locked. Door's locked. Thanks for letting us see the boiler room one last time. Oh yeah, I got you, I got you. Hold on, you want to get it again? I'll make sure you get it again, don't worry. The boiler room is the most important part of this entire game. Like, the game may as well have just been Boiler Room Simulator. Don't worry, I'll go down just in case once more. Just, you know, you can see it again. Oh, look at this beauty. This absolute marvel of a room. Do you imagine all of the room that boils in here? Do you imagine all the liquid that you can boil in this room? Like, my god. Oh, it's so... it feels like there's like a word for like a room that's designed just to boil things. I don't know. I don't know though. I'm not sure. Anyways. Anyways, time to move on. Me when the door animation says no, you can't go through it. Maybe a steam room. Maybe a steam room. That would make sense, yeah. I don't know what else you would call it. Like, I mean, it's a room that's designed to boil things. Obviously, steam room makes sense. Anyways. Hey, Fuller.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Straight up just said funny juice. Lol. forget that we're another person? Hey, it's the guy.
If you're
It's this
gonna
guy.
shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Hey, it's this guy.
Turn around.
Hey, Algernon.
Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
I'm not a killer. You're gonna regret it.
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead.
No.
Bozo.
He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Yeah.
Answer the question.
He gave us the chug
Foolish of
jug
you.
in a syringe.
Now you won't be able to escape his will. What
Good.
did it show you?
Man, I'm not a master at occultism. Sad.
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
Bozo. No.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect.
No,
Let's
he's
meet
important.
later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
Vroom vroom. Funny bird. Alright. God, this is when the game gets good, but I guess that's a good way to start it off next time. Ooh. I will say, the Return to the Riverside Institute is a really fun chapter, but it's a fucking scary one. But I think that this is going to be the end. I'm gonna kind of make sure that this is all saved and ready to go, and then probably just vibe for a few more minutes before I call it.
I pray that Colden is really here. And alive.
Alright. Let's do this really quick. We'll do that. Reading the Necronomicon. Met the Shambler. Sanity knocked down by half. There's Algernon. Yo, the man. Yeah, I'll make sure to stop by with the boiler room. So yeah, let me change to this and that. Alright, so yeah, welcome. Well, thank you all for watching. This was fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. It's good to be back. And as I had said before, I do plan on at least posting this in chunks on the VOD. On the YouTube channel under the same name that this channel is. I'll go ahead and put it in chat really quick for you guys, just in case. So if you head to the YouTube channel there, you can catch the VOD and see everything that you missed. I'm probably going to separate into chunks just to make it a little easier for watching experience. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. We got through more than half of the game, so honestly, what I was hoping to do already. Yeah, I don't know much else to say. Thank y'all for coming by, watching my return stream. Yeah, hopefully this will be a fun month. I plan to be here for a while. I plan to be here for a few months. And then if all goes well with this month, probably start making this a weekly occurrence, you know, like a Friday night stream, just to do it because it's fun. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed watching. On that note, I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.